Hey, I'm Kevin with Morphin Time Fitness, and if you need a great podcast to listen to when you're working out, it's time to download Action Activate.
Hey, what's going on? It's me, Gazbot, and it's Morphin Time Fitness. No, this is Action Activate. And if I'm Gazbot and this is Action Activate, then with me, as always, is...
It is the big dog, also repping Morphin Time Fitness, because we don't just have him in the intro. We don't just have an Instagram post of his transformation through his Morphin Fitness journey. We have the Morphin Fitness man himself, Mr. Kevin.
Boom. Hello, sir.
Boom.
How we doing, fellas? How's it going today?
We're doing well. Good. We're super stoked to have you on here. We've met at conventions and online and stuff, but you've never been on the show. So this is exciting. Oh, there's a heck of a...
Yes, trust me, I'm more excited than you guys know. Hopefully my face ain't gleek. You got too big of a grin on it.
No, you're looking good. So we know who you are. We know what you're about. Well, as much as anybody can, you know. But that video, I wanted to put that up first because there might be some people who don't know you, or who maybe know you now but don't know the journey you went on. So, you know, you're Kevin, but people might know you as Morphin Time Fitness. You're online. You're at conventions. You're hyping people up. You got the garb on. Let people know. What would you? If somebody didn't know who you were, what would you want to let them know about you and about Morphin Time Fitness?
Basically, Morphin Time Fitness is, I get called Morphin Time Fitness a lot, but it's not me. It's a community that I built basically to inspire Power Ranger cosplayers and fans to want to be more in shape like the actors that we see, we watch. You know, I know a dream of mine was always to put on the spandex. And yeah, I wanted to make sure I was spandex ready. So it just kind of went from there. I used to be 245 pounds. I'm 145 now.
Dang.
And it was all thanks to Power Rangers. So it was like kind of my way of trying to give back, if that makes sense. And yeah, it's just kind of grown over the years. And next thing I know, I'm being recognized at conventions as the fit guy. So it's different.
It makes sense because I understand what you're saying about it being a community, and we've met some other people that are involved, you know, and you're being humble and you're being egalitarian and fair, but it makes sense that you were identified as Morphin Time Fitness because it's like your channel, you started it. That might not be who you are, but it's sort of like, I feel like it's the same as like an actor where people just shout out their most famous role, you know, like it's just, you become associated. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when I Ranger stop last weekend, yeah, I got called Morphin Time Fitness a lot more than I was called Kevin, and yeah, I don't hate it, so.
That's good.
One thing that I find interesting about your journey is so many people come to Power Rangers for different reasons, but you're the only person, at least that we've met so far, that has come at such a unique angle and able to build a community out of it. What do you think was your first kind of like aha moment, like, wow, this is really, you know, something other than a goal I set out to myself, but really turning it into a me thing, into a we thing, if you have like a moment you can think of for that?
I got several. One definitely, I have who I call my road dog. If you ever see me at a convention, you'll usually see I have a girl partner that comes with me. Her name is Ashley Stoddard, and Ashley she's been a Morphin Time Fitness member since day one, and we met maybe 3 or 4 years after I started Morphin Time Fitness down in Atlanta. And man, we just hit it off. And you know, sometimes you meet people at conventions and you can get along with people, but you can't really be around them all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, complete opposite. She is like my twin. She is my con twin. So yeah, I met her and it was just like, wow. So I met somebody from a whole different state
Right.
at a con in a different state that I live in. And it was just from there, it's literally, and now when we go to these things, I'm meeting all kind of people that I know throughout the group because it just keeps growing. So yeah, it's crazy. As far as a personal one is, anytime I get to train with a Power Ranger actor,
What was the first
that
you got to
leaves
train?
me baffled. Now I don't say that to them or anything like that. Oh, first one, my I'm gonna go ahead and call him one of my good buddies, if not one of my best friends, Michael Gatto.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Gatto. It was Fayetteville Comic Con. They did a big JDF tribute.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did a big JDF tribute. And the crazy backstory on this is that nobody knows about is I had Christian Ingram, who I'm currently in business with, and which we'll get to later.
Mhm.
He was helping run the con, and he gifted me a booth at this con.
Mm.
So I'm very stoked to go, and as soon as I'm getting ready to go the week of, my water tank busts.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, I had to hop on and tell everybody in the group, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. You know, financially, I got to take care of this. And out of the blue, I've never spoke with the man or anything. I got a message directly from Michael Gatto, and needless to say, he was like, I saw your video, and he was like, a guy like you has to be at this con. And lo and behold, I'm not going to say what all Michael Gatto did, but Michael Gatto got me to the con.
that's awesome.
And let alone got me to the con
And that was
after the whole weekend was over. He still took an hour and a half out of his day to put in a training session. So yeah, that dude's awesome.
That's amazing.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Sorry, there's a delay. I said, and he did all this. You're friends now, but this was when he didn't really know who you were. He just knew what you represented. We gotta wait for it.
Oh, exactly. I never met him, never spoke to him, anything. That was the first interaction we ever had.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That is definitely a turning point. And I'm looking at your Facebook page. It says you've got about 1,400 members on the Facebook. How many active members do you think you have? Not just people like me who, oh, I like him, I'll follow it, but like people who are actually working out to some degree in the spirit of it. If you give a guess on that, or
If I was gonna say like pretty, like you mean like actively engaged, I'd say up to around 300, maybe 400. The people I would say frequently are active, and even if they're not active in the group,
Mhm.
I have personal DMs where they'll reach out to me and get fitness tips directly, so I know that they're still on it.
sure, that counts. They might not want to put up pictures or videos, but they're
Yeah.
on the journey. That's all that matters. And there might be other sleeper agents in there too, but that's pretty good. That's like almost a third, which, you know, as we do artist stuff and video stuff, and like whatever number it says you have isn't the real number you have.
Yeah.
So 300, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, trust me. No, I see some of the posts and it's like, oh man, I got 10 likes.
Yeah.
Where's everybody at?
No, I get that.
I get it, man.
I think one thing that I found interesting that I know you guys might not be doing anymore, at least when I talked to you at MorphCon, but you had done actual like structured challenges within the community where I know at one point you had made medals, you had kind of put parameters in place of just kind of overall goals for people to hit. Can you kind of talk us through like what that was like of kind of taking that next step of not just having a community where people share experiences, but almost, you know, being your own little mini Mighty Morphin Tough Mudder, if you will, where you're kind of putting that out there for people to participate together?
Oh yeah, no, it was basically what I started was a virtual 5K, and I stumbled upon those myself during COVID because I couldn't get into a gym. So I was thinking of, man, what can I do to get people active and actually see that they're active? And I kind of came up with the idea of the Power Ranger medal because there wasn't one out there that you could find. Because me being a Power Ranger fan, I was searching for a Power Ranger themed race. Well, I decided to take my Morphin Time Fitness logo and got with a metal company and just kind of spit it out to the community. And the first two were very successful. The last one, not so much, but the medals for those, which are the Pink Ranger medals, they actually arrive. They should be arriving mid-July, and then they should be out in August. I'm hoping to get one more race in this year. Um, but yeah, no, the 5Ks, they're awesome. Like anytime you can run them, you can walk them, you can run them, you can do it bike, any way you want to do it. I just want to see people get active. So it's very, very different.
That is awesome. And I remember at some point you were talking about them to us, and I love the designs and I love the concept. It makes me think of they do stuff like this at Disney sometimes, but this is a little bit more personal, a little bit more street level. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you had offered, "Hey, do you want one?" And I was like, "Nope," because I didn't earn it. I would not feel right.
Yeah.
I did not earn it. I respect it too much to take it.
Well, that's the whole point, man, is you get one and then now you feel obligated to at least get out there and put 3 miles down.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Well, I'm not committing to Morphin Time Fitness yet, but I have been turning some health.
And speaking of 5Ks, speaking of, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
We have a huge delay. It's going to be a problem. Don't worry about it.
Sorry. We good?
No, we're solid.
Yeah, my bad. And if it's on me, I apologize. But no, speaking of 5Ks,
it's just a connection.
I can't really say all the details yet, but now speaking of 5Ks, I can't give all the details just yet. But I am working on one for Ranger Stop Orlando. And needless to say, it will be ran with a Power Ranger actor. So if anybody that's interested in doing so, please hit me up on Morphin Time Fitness, Instagram. You can hit me up on the Facebook chat, however. That way I can get you some details. But just know there is a 5K in the works. It will be the same weekend of the con. Probably maybe the day before or early that Friday before the con starts. That way we can all get freshened up before the show. But it will be with a Power Ranger actor. And the cool part is they actually reached out to me with the idea. So
that's fantastic.
It wasn't me reaching out to them. So it's their idea to run with the fans.
That's amazing. That, I think, is a good segue to talk about something you had touched upon earlier. So you've been going to conventions as Kevin, as Morphin Time Fitness, but now you have kind of a slightly different role that does have to do with Power Ranger actors. Let's dive into that officially.
The Morphin Agency. So we found out about this just recently. How long has this been cooking in the works?
That's how you do an intro. Actually, it's been, well, the person who created it, the founder, is Christian Ingram, a good buddy of mine. And yeah, he's been really going around cons. He's been doing this for several years now. And one of the main people he represents is Philip Andrew. And he's been, like I said, he's been doing this circuit for years now. And me and him have been tight over the years. He's actually seen me interact with Power Rangers and stuff, and he decided he wanted to make his own agency. And he was like, man, I really think you'd be a great fit. The way you interact with folks, you should give it a shot. And next thing I know, within a month's time, here we are. Morphin Agency's live.
That's amazing.
We got I want to say 25 plus actors already signed with us repping them. So it's
Scroll down here.
talk about a whirlwind going quick.
And for
Yeah,
those,
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And the craziest part is Philip Andrew is actually the biggest backer of the group.
so is he a partner in some way, or?
Well, yes, I obviously don't know all the details on that, but yeah, because him and Christian, when I say they're like this, them boys are tight, and yeah, Philip Andrew definitely is one of the main reasons why the Morphin Agency exists.
So you represent several actors, but he's more. Well, I don't want to say it to make the others sound less of them, but he's more of a partner as opposed to a client.
But yeah.
Okay. And actually, for those that follow, I went to Kaiju Brooklyn and I met both of them there, and they were both super chill and super cool. And then I saw them. And,
Right, and he's more so there that way, like when other actors.
Crosstalk.
So sorry for the delay, fella.
All right.
No, you're all good, man. As Gaz was saying, he said that that he had run into them, and I'll finish your thought. And it was right before you guys announced the Morphin Agency. So since then, have you noticed in kind of the Morphin Time fitness community? Obviously, fitness is the primary aspect, but have you noticed a kind of uptick in the community or a shift since it's kind of now become ingrained in the Morphin Agency?
Yeah, definitely. Because throughout the years, I've made a bunch of connections with Power Ranger creators, fans that like make items and sell them at vendors' tables and stuff. So like Henshin Vault, Logan Spencer Art, guys like that. We've actually been interacting back and forth now, and we're bringing in people that we know fan based wise to help build and support this thing as well. So if you go on our page and go down to the bottom, you'll see that they list off different, for example, Morphin Time Fitness, you'll see my banner down there. But there's also other people that's listed as well, and they're all contributing, whether they're helping push the Morphin Agency any way, shape, or form. So it's community built. So when I say Christian put together a great thing, I mean, this has been amazing. And we've only, believe it or not, man, it's only been official for like a month.
It's hard to believe because
it's just bananas. It's hard for me to explain how crazy it is.
Talking about scrolling to the bottom, let's look here because we're going to get to the bottom, but on the way to the bottom, you've got all of these actors that are already hooked up with you in such a short time, many of whom we at Action Activate have met or interviewed or interacted with some way or shape or form. So these are a lot of familiar faces, but not all of them. And some new ones like Kimberly Crossman. I don't know if I've ever seen her at a con. And as a samurai person, that was kind of exciting to me. I mean, they're all exciting, but I'm like, oh, a new samurai actor. And then, of course, friend of the show, Campbell Cooley. And I think Selwyn Ward, come on. I mean, I hate to single people out.
Yeah.
Jungle Fury. I'm going to keep singling people out. Jungle Fury and
man, this is already so many more people than the last time I looked. This is amazing, man.
I saw friend of the show, Steve Andrino. Like, yeah, you got a lot of good people here. And then at the bottom, this is what you're talking about, where it's streaming there's Kaiju Brooklyn and Rangers of Top and Stop and all the, I guess, is affiliates the right word? I don't know if that's quite the right word. What would you, partners or?
That right there is cons. That one's cons that we've either already been located at or have been partnered and affiliated with in the past. And a lot of that is Christian. Yeah, like I said, Christian has been on this thing for years now, and his He's got a lot of connects.
So yeah, I had to go further down. There's Christian. There's you. Oh, partner.
And then little, yep, there. Speaking of Christian Ingram, there he is.
And then Jed Powell, and what Jed Powell agent?
And notice they picked the most hallmark photo of myself. Jed Powell's another one of just like myself. He's just like myself. Another buddy of Christian's for a long time. Another long-time Power Ranger fan, and that's really what this agency's built off of, man. If you notice, we don't have any outside clients other than Power Ranger related actors, and that's the way we plan to keep it.
Sounds good. Would you branch out into other, I don't know if this is an official term, I usually Ameritoku, meaning like Beetleborgs, VR Troopers, or
Masked Rider.
Masked Rider. Think, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, anything in that sort of genre. Oh, I see some of this.
Well, if you kind of keep an on the Instagram, there should be a hint to the blue Beetleborg.
I mean,
so that should give you an idea where we're starting to travel down which path.
A hint to the blue Beetleborg, but isn't that what is the? You kind of just said the blue Beetleborg.
I'm pulling it up while we're talking.
Yeah, please do. Send it in the link, and I'll put it up.
I could have, but no. I mean, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but VR Troopers is cool. Mm-hmm. But I'm a big Beetleborgs person, so.
Well, I'll be 100% honest. I'm also a little bit older than you guys, so I wasn't super into Beetleborgs in the day. But if I turn,
I'll tell you, Chris has been posting so much stuff. Man, it's hard. I don't even know how he finds time.
Oh, it's right there. Instagram just got big and bad. It's right on the bottom. It's right here. They boop, 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 boop. So
Boom.
There we go. Came up for me. What I was going to say is I didn't watch Beetleborgs much when I was younger, but this probably won't work. I'm going to turn my camera. Oh, this is not going to work. Okay.
No, not at all. But you could tell us.
One of those shelves, half of it is Beetleborgs figures because I love those suits and the designs so much that even though I wasn't super into the show as a kid, it's just so cool looking. Waiting for the catch up.
Mm-hmm.
The toys were the best. The metallic color and paint on them toys was the best. And just to kind of pivot back real fast, Red Samurai, you guys are absolutely right. You haven't seen her in forever. This will be the first con that she has done in 10 years. Wow. So, yeah, pretty cool on that note.
That is fantastic. And then, so I realized that these were the conventions. I scrolled down more, and then down here, this is what you're talking about before with Morphin Time Fitness and all these other once and always. And it says partnership, and what does that mean? That's just like you said, reaching out to like support each other and maybe trade favors of services, things like that, or. I love that feed on the bottom. So we keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they anything as far as helping us promote our brand, our clients, local cons and conventions. They might help us reach out. So yeah, all kind of any way that they can help us get the Morphin agency and the people we rep out there. Yeah, so this is our way of giving back to let people know, hey, these individuals is helping us just build this just as much as we're trying to ourselves.
That's awesome.
One thing that'll take some bias out of it, where you don't have to pick favorites in terms of clients.
Again, I'm so sorry for the delay, fellas, if it's on my end.
You're all good on the delay, man. No worries. If you were to pick one suit that one of your clients has worn on screen or in a comic or whatever, what would you want to cosplay out of all those options?
And I'm scrolling through so people can see the choices here. I wonder if he's going to pick white. I feel like white.
I think he's going to pick in space red.
That's-
Oh, yeah.
You said out of my clients. Let's see.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I got it wrong.
Well, first off, that's too easy. You know what? By default, I have to go in space red. By default, I mean.
Of
No,
course.
yeah, it's in space red. Yep. And now, if it wasn't for my bias of me naming my son Andros,
I
would probably say give me Brendan Mejia's suit.
Ooh.
That is a good. Well, would it be the carnival? That's not the American name, but the standard or the super? Which would it be?
Oh, gotta go super, dude. Gotta go super. I want to at least look like I'm on steroids.
So you've talked about how you might be branching off into Beetleborgs, blue specifically. Is there any? I mean, you've got a great roster. It's nuts how good your roster is for like a month of official. And
Exactly. Yeah, this is insane in a great way.
But it's just coming out super strong. Some Rangers that we haven't seen in a very long time, if not ever, and some that are mainstays at shows. Some, sort of a little bit more to the side. Some straight up fronted leaders. Like, you've got a good, diverse roster here. You got villains. Where was I going with this? Oh, not that this isn't enough, but do you maybe have some more coming? Some people you're talking to, some people you'd like to get, anything you could hint at, or
somebody that you guys posted 2 hours ago was a big hint on your Instagram, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, this one right here. That's a pretty big hint.
Well, first off, kudos to Jed and Christian and all the work they doing recruiting guys. But yeah, there is a storm coming. That's all we need to say. There's a storm coming.
All right. Well, I think anybody who's a Power Rangers fan can read between these lines, and if you can't,
and that's a pretty giveaway with that silhouette, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
yeah. And the element behind it, and yeah.
I hear it in your background, actually, Kevin. I hear the storm.
I do. Me too. It's coming to your car.
That's how dedicated Kevin of Morphin Time Fitness is to his clients at the Morphin Agency, just so you are all aware.
And also, you referenced the next show coming up, but for those that don't know, what is the next show that Morphin Agency and or Morphin Time?
Yeah, literally. Oh, it's pounding, man. Now, the Morphin Agency is going to have clients represented throughout the year, so I could say a date, and there might be one that comes before it. But as far as Morphin Time Fitness, I know for a fact I will be at Orlando. It's already been discussed with Mikey. I will be having a table at Ranger Stop, which will be the first time that's ever happened, and I'm pretty stoked about that. So yeah, I'll have me a little table just so people come by and see me, because I've been at cons where people will tell me they miss me, and I was there all weekend, I guess just moving too much. So at this con, I'm gonna be a little more stationary, a little more easier to find. Hoping to have a couple little pins and stickers and stuff to kind of pass out and give away, and just stuff like that. Just want to meet people and make people flex some pictures, because y'all know how I like to do.
Dude, I'm surprised your arms haven't fallen off from all the flexing you be doing, man.
I see. I knew you kind of had a couple shirts floating around. I didn't realize. I'm looking at this T Public shop you have for Morphin Time Fitness. You've got a lot of different designs. Will you have any of these with you when you're at shows?
You guys are on it today. Possibly. It just depends. Usually I don't really buy shirts too often because it's hard to gauge people's sizes at the cons and what size they're going to want, let alone which logo they'll want. So usually I'll bring examples of the shirt, and then I'll have a QR code that you can just order it directly from the site. But like I said, I may bring a couple just to have for sale just in case.
Cool. So when it comes to going back to the agency, the Morphin agency, I should say. Okay, this might be something you can't answer. So if you don't like this, we can cut it out. But my impression of the conventions is that
and not only that, a lot of people you don't know if they want a T-shirt versus a tank. Because me, I'm a tank guy.
I'm a T-shirt guy.
But what I was saying is, maybe you can't speak to this, maybe you can. But for a while, it seemed like there wasn't a lot of diversity and representation of Power Rangers actors specifically. I'm not going to get into specific names or anything, and I don't have any beef with anybody. Just
you dropped out on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about representation for Power Ranger actors historically. And there's not been a ton of diversity of choices for representation. You guys are representing kind of one of the first big alternatives I've seen in a while. And there is a large agent who has handled a lot of people, some of the people you're currently handling. And there have been rumblings that they were stepping down or stepping aside or stepping back in some way, shape, or form. Did that have anything to do with Morphin agency getting bigger or more prominent or coming about, or was it just coincidental, or anything you could speak to there? It's gonna be good when we hear it.
Honestly, I'd say it's probably coincidental because, believe it or not, I mean, I know quite a few of the people who represented Rangers in the past, and I'm not even exactly sure who you're referring to. So, yeah, it's kind of coincidental.
I'm not trying to cause trouble.
So, yeah, if they decided to step down and we stepped in at the right moment, then I would say that's a perfect coincidence.
That's kind of what I want to hear. That's great.
And don't let the grin make it seem like, no, that grin is not devious. No, I'm serious.
Of a Southern gentleman like yourself of that being a devious grin.
Take it as you need it. No, but that's good because things happen and business is business. But it's much better.
No, dude, trust me. There's no trouble to be caused. So no, that's why I'm speaking freely. I have no idea who it is.
Okay. Awesome. I try to read his lips sometimes, but I can't.
Now, like I said, we honestly, it's just it kind of came about honestly with Christian Ingram. I mean, he knew so many of these actors from working with him at cons and previous shows, and then me being at cons, I've actually met a few of them and either worked out with them or they knew Morphin Time Fitness's Instagram page. So we built relationships that way. And between Christian, myself, Jed, yeah, we already kind of knew a lot of these people when we reached out. And once we reached out, a lot of them was very eager to be cool to come on board. Like Babu, I personally reached out to Babu because I had a great time with him in Atlanta. And I was like, man, this guy's got to be at more cons. I want to see if I can get him at more shows.
Yeah, Steve's a good time.
Reached out to him. And
Steve's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. And now we got Babu, and I'm trying to get my man as many places as I can because people like that, that have that type of fun at shows, that's what fans need to see.
Get him out here. He could crash at my place.
Yeah, right.
I feel like we should put out a dub of this where we just like dub over it, you know.
That would be funny, and he could dub over us.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get him to Power Morphicon. So I may be talking to you.
Yeah. I'm driving distance. I'm about an hour and a half away from Morphicon. So we're kind of getting close to the end here. Not that we're in a big hurry, but is there anything, Kevin, you want to tell us or the audience?
You have to give me the most Sentai voice ever if you do that.
Wait, if we do what? Oh! You're talking to something we did. Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm talking about things from 5 minutes in the past. Yes, you can. That's not really Sentai. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm not even going to try Sentai voice.
It wasn't Sentai. I don't know what it was. It was like 70s kung fu movies. Kind of maybe offensive.
I mean, nothing in particular, man. If I'm being honest. Oh, sorry.
No apologies needed. Anytime Kevin apologizes, just ignore it. Everybody ignore it. Press party included.
Back and see how different our experience is.
Yeah, and that's why you won't get me to put my toe in that water.
All right, assuming everything's caught up now, what I was starting to say is, Kevin, if there's anything that we've missed, anything that you want to stress, anything you want to talk about, whether it's Morphin on Fitness, the Morphin Agency, you yourself, convention, shows coming out, anything you want to talk about to us, to the fans, to anybody that
the world at large.
You're old, dude.
Get that one shot going, guys.
Yeah. I want to tell you how much I like lemonade. It's pretty good. You mix it with some iced tea, it's like an popper, half and half they call it sometimes. It's very good. No sugar though, because I'm a healthy boy, and my arms they hate sugar, unless they do, because I don't know if that's a real thing or not.
Oh wow, it's being put on the real spot. Honestly, nothing in particular, man. I just want people to know that if they see me at these shows, hey, come up, talk to me. Don't hesitate. Say what's up. I'm very approachable.
Sounds good. I also just noticed that you got the Zeo coin there necklace. That's pretty cool.
It was timed perfect right there.
Yeah, that's hot.
But no, honestly, my main thing is I just want people to, if you see me out and about at a show, come up and say, hey, don't hesitate. Be active in the group. Find us on Facebook. Find Morphin Time Fitness, the community. Everybody sees my Instagram, but if you go to the community page, you'll see more than just me working out.
And Ken vouch, Kevin is a sweetheart of a dude, and everybody that he rolls
Sculptor
with.
Jess.
Yeah.
Sculptor Jess. Can't say him nothing. That girl is the best. Turbo on the other side. As corny as it is, I got it because, all right, stronger than before on one side, shifted to turbo on the other side is very fit and gym wise. So.
Gym wise, that makes
and a good buddy gave it to me. So.
Do you ever listen to the Pelican Mega Mix to get yourself pumped up when you're going?
On Spotify.
I'm on everything. I talk about ice cream again. It's like my George Lucas impression. I don't know why. Faster, more energy. Yeah. Here comes the playback. I'm not hearing anything.
Sometimes, but nah. If you guys heard my headphones, I listen to the most random stuff. And just given days, I could be listening to a hard rock song, and then on the next day, I could be listening to a boy band ballad. So you never know.
All right, what are your top three biggest gym hits right now when you're trying to go for a PR, when you're trying to just push through that tired part of the workout? What are three top of your head that have just been getting you going lately?
Good question. Hop, and anything from Kid Pop.
Hot potato, hot potato.
And we wish you a Merry Christmas.
That is a good question. One would be NF The Search. Artist NF, song called The Search. That's number one. Number two, number number two. I can honestly say my kid Andros loves the MGK song "Cliche." So that's been one of mine in the gym. I've been definitely jamming to my little buddy's song. And then I would say number three is an artist called B.O.B. He's a rapper.
Oh yeah, B.O.B. Yeah.
And he had a song called Beast Mode. And that's usually one of my all-time go-tos.
Okay.
So those would be my three.
That's pretty cool. I was way
Oh, and a slide little plug in there, though. If you go on YouTube and look up Morphin Time Fitness, there is a AI Morphin Time Fitness song out there, and it's actually not bad. It's pretty
That's
good.
right. I actually have heard that
might
song.
want to check it out.
That Morphin Time song's pretty good. I will also say Cliche I've listened to on and off, so you're not alone there. And it doesn't have to do with my kid. I just, for whatever reason, it's a good song. Love it or hate it.
That's pretty cool. I'll ask you a fitness question, a basic one. I gotta wait for the catch up. I feel like you just said something. Maybe not. This is kind of a fun mini game we get to play. Okay, I'm gonna.
Oh, it's a banger. It's a banger. You cannot deny it.
I think the way is getting exponentially worse the longer we go. Which is fine, part of the fun. What I was saying is, for someone who doesn't go to the gym and doesn't eat particularly well, but it's like, what's one or two simple things I can do to either lose weight or get healthier, or just not someone who's ready to commit to really change their life, but like stop eating French fries. That's the worst thing you can eat, or just go for a walk 10 minutes a day. That's the best. Like one or two small steps to get people going on what might become a bigger journey, or at least improve where they are now. What would you say? I hope he doesn't pick on this one.
Number one is don't look at it as a diet. If you're going to go into eating habits, don't do diets. Diets, you're going to fail. What you want to do is take baby steps. So find the one thing that you know you need to get rid of the most and start working on cutting that out. And then after you get that, then you can move on to something else. And before you know it, your diet is no longer a diet. You've just completely changed your lifestyle. As far as fitness, baby steps. Same thing with fitness. If you're not used to walking every day, then I suggest get out and walk a mile. And believe it or not, 1 mile a day, you'll see a difference. And then if you want to start building strength, push-ups, sit-ups, your basic stuff that you were taught when you were a kid are actually the best things you can do. They're better than picking up any weight, any machine, any of that. Just consistency is literally all it's about. With me, I don't lift big weights. Like a lot of times people look at me and are like, oh, he's going to lift that little weight. It's like, yeah, I'm going to lift that little weight, but I'm going to lift that little weight 100 times if I can. That's what it's about, just consistency. So I would just recommend that, hey, baby steps, and once you feel more comfortable and stuff starts to seem easier, then add a little bit. So that mile walk, once it starts to become too easy, make it a mile and a half, make it 2 miles, so on and so forth. And before you know it, your workout routine, your diet, and everything is just so on point because you didn't do a diet, you didn't do a workout plan, you did a lifestyle change. And after 30 days, anything you do for 30 days, it becomes a habit. So run with that logic. And that's all I've done for the last 20 years is I've taken one thing and got rid of it and so on and so forth.
One question, kind of piggybacking off of what Gas said. Actually, thanks to your guys' page and community, I've started to make little changes with myself.
Sorry
and
for
my
the
family and
long-winded
stuff.
answer.
And with kind of hacks or cheat codes during the day, what are some easy things that you eat or you prep for yourself or your family that is pretty good macro wise or good calorie wise, but they keep you full so that way you're curbing those cravings or things like that?
Protein shakes, 1 bars, which are protein bars. They're my personal favorite. They'll help you eliminate the snack feature that you want throughout your day because that's where a lot of people go wrong. They want snacks throughout the day. Your meals usually, you don't really have to change your meals up as much as you would believe. Obviously, we could talk one-on-one whenever you like. But they make, believe it or not, in today's world, they make everything for you that's better, but it tastes just like it used to. For example, and this is the craziest example, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm like a big kid. I love PB&Js. Well, if you get a regular loaf of bread, the average calorie count per slice is 110 calories. They now make bread that I believe Nature's Own is the one I use, and it's 45 calories a slice. So your 1 slice is my 2 slices.
Right.
So if you think about it, I'm eating a whole sandwich. I'm eating half of what you're eating, and over time, that half is going to add up. You see, a lot of people think about diets daily. Don't look at it as a daily diet. Look at it as a weekly diet, and that's how you calorie count by your week. But yeah, dude, they got all kind of alternatives out there for food that you'll find what you love. You'll just find the healthier version of it. And again, if you DM me, just list off some of your favorite foods, and I can get you the alternatives. I'll send you a DM with all the alternatives that I can find for you.
Awesome.
Much appreciated on that. Yeah, we've in my house we've been doing a lot of alternatives like Greek yogurt added in for a lot of stuff instead of like heavy cream or milk. Blending up cottage cheese has been a cool hack that we found through different recipes online. So again, thank you to you. I know I haven't reached out in a DM or said it kind of at a forum, and mostly just want to say thanks for kind of lighting that spark going. Where it's like you said, the little changes kind of add up, and it also feels better in the community that you built, that not only are you not suffering through any of those negative feelings alone, but also those positive wins you can kind of share like this. So just want to say thank you, man. I really appreciate everything you've been doing.
I appreciate you. Look how much you're making him smile. It'd be hilarious when it cuts to me. Like, shut up! I don't want to hear that.
Man, I appreciate you, dude. Like more than you know. Hearing stuff like that makes my day, dude. And y'all say the community I built. Yeah, man. Yeah. If you look on the top of your shirt, dude, what's it saying, that lightning bolt? Together we are more. I didn't make this community. It's stuff like this that made this community.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. I would love to do it again sometime when you weren't having us sit in the car in the rain in the middle of the night. But we made it work. Everybody should go check out Morphin Time Fitness. Everybody should go check out the Morphin Agency. You can find them all the social medias, with Instagram, Facebook, and anywhere you could think. And I'm sure if you can't find it, if you can find Kevin, he could point you in the right direction. But thank you so much for making the time. I know this wasn't the most convenient way for you to come and talk to us. So
Thank you, man. Much appreciated.
And being a lot of fun and giving us some information. I can't wait to see you at the next con. I doubt it's going to be Ranger Stop, unfortunately, but
yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, Morphicon maybe.
Worst case, Morphicon. Worst case.
Yeah. A better host, a better me would edit this all out and tighten it up, but it's going out.
Oh no, dude. I appreciate you guys more than y'all know, dude. And I'm sorry for the delays if it is my end. Just know next time we do this, I'll definitely get all these little
No
kinks
sweat
worked
on
out.
these delays.
Yeah, I'd love to come back home anytime you guys want me, man. Believe it or not, y'all say it's an inconvenience. I thought this was cool as all get out. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So I appreciate you guys coaching me. So I appreciate you, man.
Awesome.
Not technology be damned. No, we love talking to you, whether it's, in the best of circumstances or worse.
There's going to be some serious delays on that. You better get in there, clickety, click, click, click.
We're clicking. I saw the fingers before, now I'm hearing it.
One more thing before we go. We all know that
Operation Overdrive is my favorite season.
But what's your favorite season, Kevin?
He's going to say in space. I'm going to call it right now.
Okay, if you do stay in space, then say your second favorite as well. Because he is. He's going to say in space. You're right. Let's close this. Maybe that'll get us one more. Oh, that was fun. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Nah, it was in space. It was obviously again. My son is Andros, but believe it or not, the Dino Fury Cosmic Fury run. That's probably my favorite, but I consider all three of those seasons one, so don't kill me.
Okay. That's a good spectrum of the two choices. All right. Well, I guess that's going to be it.
But you're wrong. It's Casey from Jungle Fury.
If you got him as a client, that would be the end of the world over here.
No. There you go.
That's Gaz's Grail actor. Not that any are better than the others, but if you got Casey, he might just fly to Florida.
I think that'd be the end of the show. I'd be stuck going to cons. It'd be terrible. It'd be terrible.
You'd be the new Brett from Henry Resilient, but just for Casey.
I don't like anything you just said right there.
There's a lot of lore involved.
Until next time, thank you, Kevin. I've been Gazbot.
I am the big dog. He is.
I'll see what we can do.
And to the power in a few.
And credits. Oh, he's doing to the power. The
flex power we can't handle. We're not there yet. Soon. We'll do it by Morphicon, hopefully.
Oh, fake. Alex, can you unmute yourself?
I'm unmuted.
There we go. Hey, talk over the credits.
It's a tradition.
As soon as we come back, turn it off.
It won't take long.
There we go. Okay, now I'm ending for real. Bye.